Goes. Hi everyone. I have no idea. Yeah, it's the 7th of February. That took me a while to check. This is our team call. We're really thrilled to have Taylor on the line with us today. Thank you very much for being here. But just a couple of announcements before Taylor speaks to us about recruiting to build business faster. So we've got our next Super Saturdays coming up on the 8th of April. I'm hoping that that's the same over here. I know it was different last quarter, but hopefully it's going to be the same date this quarter. And Scotty also wanted me to mention Summit, which is on the 21st to the 24th of June. If you haven't got your ticket, I'm going to be there. I'm very excited, coming over to the States for the first time in about 6 years, so that's cool. And yeah, we're really looking forward to that. So Taylor, so thanks ever so much for being on with us. So I've got a couple of things here that Scotty's told me that you've achieved and where you are and rank wise. So if this is incorrect, I blame my source. So you're a 5-star diamond in your first business centre, 1-star diamond in your second. You're a premier coach for 2018. You're a Success Club All-Star, and you're going to be a legend next month. Is that correct? Yeah, congratulations. And you've been coaching about 2.5 years, and you retired from your corporate HR job about 6 months ago. Awesome. That's really great. So so you're going to talk to us about recruiting business faster. I'll keep an eye on the chat box. So maybe if people want to pop some questions in there, and we can come back to those at the end, if that's all right.
Perfect.
Cool. So over to you.
Okay. So I am super excited to be here today. Like she said, I have been coaching for a little over 2 years now. I actually just retired from my corporate job in December. So it has been quite a whirlwind. I started coaching in October of 2015. And initially, I started coaching as a challenger. I just joined after college. I gained a lot of weight, and I really, really just wanted the fitness aspect of it. I was trying all different programs like Tone It Up, Bikini Body Guide, if you've ever heard of those. I was all into the at-home workout program. So when I saw my coach, Jamie Innes, on Instagram, we were from the same city, did not know her, thanks to social media, and I ended up joining one of her boot camps. And in the first round of 21 Day Fix, I lost about 8 pounds. And I just fell in love with the community. I wanted the discount on Shakeology, and I just knew that that community was something I needed, and that support was something that was missing in the other programs that I tried. Not that they didn't work, but I didn't have that team and support system behind me. So I initially joined her for a discount coach. I was like, I'm not going to work the business. I just want a discount. I love Shakeology, and here I am. So she did end up placing me in one of her mentorships, and I fell in love with it all. I kept getting results, and I just told myself, what if I could help other people? What if I could help other people feel the way I do? And it'd be a huge miss for me. And I just gave it my all, and I told myself, what I do now is going to pay off in a year. That's what Jamie and Steve, my upline, always told me. It's I'm going to give it 1 year and see what happens. Clearly, I haven't gone anywhere because it's been a little over 2 years now. We hit 5-star diamond in December and 1-star in our second business center. And really, ever since we opened up that second business center, that's when our team has just been rocking. So it's been super, super exciting. And in the meantime of it all, I have been super busy and have a crazy life. So a lot of people, I know that you guys probably get that excuse from so many people, I'm too busy for coaching. I don't have time. I have this going on. And I was, planning a wedding. I got engaged. We moved into a new house. I got a puppy. My first full week off in December. So I quit my job. And the same day, I got a puppy who cried through the entire night, and I found out I was pregnant the next day. So since then, I have been in my first trimester with a puppy, and I still think that's harder than when I was working full time, because it is just nuts. But that just goes to show that no matter what your schedule is, no matter what it looks like, whether you still have your full-time job or you don't, you can do this if you really want it. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about recruiting. This is actually something that I sucked at when I first started. So this is something that it took me a really, really long time to master, and I struggled with it. And I hit Emerald right away. I hit that in my first month of the business, and then it took me forever, I thought, to hit Diamond. How fast I hit Emerald, I was a success starter. I had no problem hitting Success Club, but I could not get to Diamond. I think it took me about 9 months to get to Diamond. And from the way I was building and adding challengers, it just didn't make sense. I should have hit it sooner than that. So I reached out to my coach and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I need to recruit business builders because all I have, obviously discount coaches are awesome for your team, but if you're really looking to build, like, I didn't have any business builders working this with me. So she really told me, like, you know, you got to train yourself and you have to really, really dive into this and figure out what's not working for you and what you're missing. So I really took a step back from my business and looked from, you know, the outside in as someone looking at my accounts or someone looking at my social media and said, you know, what am I seeing from her? Am I even, like, do I even know that I could be invited to the coaching opportunity? Do I even know what she does every day? Do I even, like, know that I could do this? And the answer was no. So I really had to revamp everything that I was doing. And I just turned that struggle into a strength. I watched videos every single day. I watched training videos. I implemented everything. I critiqued my social media. If I had a post that sucked, I got over it, I deleted it, and I redid another one. And you really, really have to be that person in your business because this is your business. No one's going to do it for you. So you have to work 10 times harder at whatever that thing is that you are struggling with or that you need help with or know that you're struggling with in your business. Don't just ignore it and know, like, hey, I'm awesome at hitting Success Club, so I don't have to worry about recruiting, because they both matter and they both go hand in hand. So from then, I was recruiting about 1 to 3 coaches a month. Most of them are discount coaches. And now my minimum is 10 coaches a month. I try to have 15 to 20, and they're all business builders. So I have more coaches a month that are also discount coaches, but like 15 on average that are business builders working the business. I really, really try to aim for 20, but that's kind of my threshold there now. And how I got from that 3 number to that 20 number, I kind of broke this down into 4 things for you guys. So number 1, make sure you're reaching out to people. And I mean, like, actually reaching out, inviting them to the opportunity, letting them know they'd be amazing, not just like, hey girl, how you been? Like, okay. You have to, like, keep going in those relationships, figure out what they're struggling with, figure out how Beachbody can help them, make it personal, plug them in to whatever our community can help them with, and just start reaching out and making those connections. And that could be new reach outs. It could be follow-ups from people you talked to before, but really look through your conversations and figure out, like, did I ever actually invite that person? Did I say the word, like, would you like to join me? Or have you ever thought about doing what I do? Because at some point, no matter where you're at in the conversation or how awkward you think it is, like, at some point you got to invite them. And you're going to be surprised the people who do come in and join you. So when I was pushing to Diamond, when I really, like, just changed the game for myself, I was reaching out to about 50 new people a day. And my new coaches now are like, 50 people? Like, what? How do you even find those people? But they are out there. For me, Instagram is my jam. And I think that it's like an endless source of people. There are so many people. When you go through the hashtags, you're intentional about finding people, there are people out there. You just have to get consistent with your social media, which I'll kind of talk about in a minute. But it all goes hand in hand. So make sure you're reaching out to those people. Put a number for the day and put that on your to-do list. Like, make sure that you are actually inviting X amount of people a day to the coaching opportunity. Not just to a boot camp, not just to a free group, like, to the coaching opportunity. Number 2, coach previews weekly. So I used to run these monthly, and now I run them every single week. And this is what really got me to that higher number of recruiting more business building coaches. And before, I had the mindset like, oh, if I don't have enough people to be in my coach preview, if it's not big enough, I'm not going to run it. And that was so wrong. Like, you have to put these on your calendar and run them like clockwork. If you have a coach preview every Thursday at 8 p.m., you know that with all those people you're reaching out to, you always have something to invite them to. So, you know, if you're reaching out to 50 people a day, you don't want to tell them, like, hey, actually, I don't have another coach preview until the end of February. Can you wait around? Because chances are they're not going to. You always have to have something to plug them into next. And when you run them weekly, there's always something there. The other cool part about running it weekly is when you get to Tuesday or Wednesday night and you know you have a coach preview on Thursday, you're like, crap, I need to up my reach out game because I have to get people in this group. So then you're out there inviting and making sure that, you know, you're getting people in those groups. The other awesome way I've kind of gotten new people in, if you guys are on Instagram, is the poll feature of Instagram. So Instagram stories are everything. If you're not using Instagram stories, you definitely should be. Ever since Instagram stories rolled out, like I have way more traction on my stories than I do on my actual posts. My engagement for my posts have actually gone down, but then when you look at the stories, there's X amount of thousand people viewing them, because that's what people are doing now. Their attention span's so small and so short. So really make sure that you're engaging people on those stories. But for the poll feature, I usually just talk like two quick little clips. Like don't talk too much or people are going to be like, okay, I don't want this. Like this is too much. Just let them know like what you're doing. You should be, I'll talk about that next, but you should be kind of talking about coaching throughout the week so that when you do start going on this Instagram story and say, hey, I'm actually hosting this group. It is a sneak peek into what I do every day. You can figure out, what we do, how to join, what the cost is, all the training that's included. If you'd like to join, or if you've ever wondered what I do as a coach, please click yes below. And in the poll, what I say is, either would you like to join the group, or have you ever been interested in what I do as a health coach? And then I either put yes or maybe next month. Don't put no, because then people are going to click no and it's going to like mess up your poll numbers. So I always say yes or maybe next month, and I say serious inquiries only. And that really helped me get people who are actually interested rather than just like clicking buttons on the Instagram thing. And then you're wasting all that time. I'm trying to message them all when they don't really want to be in it. So serious inquiries only. And then everyone who says yes, I go through and I message all of them. I just thank them for following along, let them know, when the group is, I'll give them the link and then they can join, and I run these on Facebook. So I have gotten a ton more people in the group ever since using the poll feature. So if you have a struggle, like you aren't getting enough people in your coach previews, you're not sure how to find new people, I highly suggest trying that out. And then from there, a little bit about how I run my coach previews. I know I'll probably get questions on this. I know a lot of people ask, but everyone is different. So if you found a coach preview structure that works for you, go for it and run with it. For me personally, a 3-day coach preview with just myself has worked the best for me. I still run happy hours with multiple coaches at least one time a month, and that's usually with my new coaches just to help them. But really mainly I'm running 3-day coach previews with myself. I keep these short and sweet. I run them on Facebook, and I do 3 live videos, one each day. I usually run them Thursday to Saturday. That's just what's worked for me. I find I get more engagement, and then they have until Sunday night to join, and the weekend's usually a good time for them to kind of catch up on everything. But the first video, I really keep it short and sweet. I just tell them my story, how Beachbody changed my life, and let them share their story in the comments below. So really kind of pull at their heartstrings a little bit, let them know what this offers, let them know how open of this community this is, and let them know it's a private group, and that for them to share their story in the comments. And this kind of gets them interacting with each other and building that community before they're even out of the preview. And then day number 2, I just talk about what we do every day. And again, don't give them too much information, because you can totally paralyze them with information. So keep it short and sweet. I try to keep it to the 4 vital behaviors and just kind of walk them through those. Because if you go too far into everything, they're going to just totally lose it. So make sure that you're keeping it short and sweet. Again, I keep these videos like 5 to 7 minutes long because people probably aren't going to watch them if they're much longer than that. And then on the very last day, I talk about the training that they're provided and how to join us officially. So I talk about the training that our team offers, the mentorships we offer, and then let them know about the All Access Challenge Pack. That's the only way I sign people up right now. So I let them know how amazing of an opportunity that is, and then have them sign up. So what I do is called a live sign up. Obviously, they can sign up anytime, but I let them know that they can sign up between Saturday morning when I did that video until Sunday night at 8 p.m. And giving them that deadline, obviously I'm probably still going to accept someone Monday morning if something happened, but giving them that deadline of Sunday night really requires an urgency in them, and they're forced to be like, okay, am I going to do this? Am I not going to do this? I have to decide. They kind of just have to pull the plug instead of thinking about it too long. Because if they think about it too long, they're probably going to convince themselves out of it. So that's the other thing I say in that last video. Just let them know, like, it is normal not to feel 100% ready. None of us were. You have to eventually just take the leap and trust in yourself. And I promise the team is going to be here on the other side holding your hand. You're never going to be left alone. All of that. So that's a little bit about my coach previews every single week. The third thing is posting coaching breadcrumbs on social media. So make sure that you're constantly talking about the coaching opportunity. And this doesn't mean like just call to actions, like, hey, join my group in a long thought out post. Like, no, just like coaching breadcrumbs throughout the week. I try to say something every day, if not every other day, about how amazing this opportunity is and how it's helped me. Everywhere from, working from home, being able to work from a coffee shop. Like if you're ever working from anywhere outside of your house or on your own time, that's an awesome thing to talk about because people will love that flexibility. People with families or people who just want more freedom in their life. It's a huge miss. So make sure that you're talking about the freedom that coaching provides you. The other thing I talk about a lot is the community. So if I ever meet up with local coaches, or if I'm ever doing team calls or doing live videos on my team page, or anything about the community and the boot camps and how their results, anything like that, anything community-wise from coaching to boot camps of what coaching provides, I talk about that in my posts as well. The other thing is the financial freedom. No, you don't have to say, like, hey, I'm making X amount of money. You don't have to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars to post about this. I think that's another huge miss that I see with a lot of my new coaches. They feel like they can't talk about financial things because they're only making $100 a week. $100 a week is huge, and that could be what someone needs. That could be exactly what they need. Maybe that's going to pay for their bills or their phone bill or their grocery bills or something that they need extra. And not everybody wants this to be a full-time job. So make sure that you talk about those little things, those little wins. Did you pay your mortgage for the first time? Did you pay your groceries in all cash? Like, talk about those things. You don't have to brag about it. Just like say, hey, this is awesome. I'm so excited. So anything that you can think about with coaching that makes you excited, or maybe you got a gift in the mail for Success Club or a gift from your coach, like always post that. Always put it on Facebook, always put it on Instagram, your Instagram stories, and just let everybody know how amazing this opportunity is. And then once a week, I do a call to action. And that's like actually saying, coaching has changed my life. I'm looking for X amount of people. If you've ever, thought about this opportunity, I'd love to place you in my sneak peek group so that you can check out and see if this is a good fit for you. So that's just one call to action I do. And that same day, I will do the poll thing in Instagram. So I kind of like put them hand in hand, and then I let them know in the poll. Like I'll usually screenshot my feed and just be like, hey, go check out this last post, and kind of circle it. And then just let them know that there is a call to action. They are invited, because then they should be watching you all week. How awesome this is. Cool, cool, cool. And then now they're invited, and now that's your right hook to get them into your groups. Number 4 is invest in your challengers. So don't discount your challengers and how amazing of coaches they can be. I know that you can get caught up in like people like immediately wanting to coach and immediately want to work the business and, get down on yourself for not having those people right away. But a huge miss is not asking your challengers to join this opportunity. You need to really look in your groups. First of all, give your all in your challenge groups and your boot camps, because those people are really going to be your best coaches. They're products of the product. They're doing everything they need to do as a coach, and this opportunity could be perfect for them. So make sure that you're really, really pouring your heart and soul in your challenge group, and remember what this business is all about. Make sure they're getting results. I also recommend PD books for my challenge groups. And so that during that first group, they're not only working out, but they're also reading PD. So this is like they're doing the vital behavior. So then when I follow up with them at the end of the month and let them know, they could join for the discount, do they want to continue with Shakeology, I can also let them know, like, you have been an amazing asset in this challenge group. You are already acting as a coach and doing what I do. Would you ever be interested in this opportunity? So if you already have them doing those things, it's going to be much easier to transition them. And you're going to be able to see those people. I still ask every single person, because if you discount someone in your challenge group, like, you never know. I'm always surprised, like the people who do say they want to coach, like, oh my gosh, like maybe they're really quiet in the challenge group. They were really watching everything. So never discount anybody. But you can really, really tell those people who stand out and who are, posting every single day and doing their workout and like always like vocal in there, like, clearly they're not scared to post on social media, and they're already cheering everybody on. So make sure they know that, and they know that they're doing what a coach does. So those are my 4 things. That's everything that really kind of changed my business and got all of those new coaches in, new business builders in, most importantly. Obviously, every single kind of coach is important, but it really kind of changed that shift of getting me, at least 20 new coaches and getting those new people every single month, and getting them into those challenge groups. And a lot of this it's a lot more work, and it's a lot more tedious work doing the reach outs and doing the coach previews and making sure that you're following up with all these people, and you probably have a bigger contact list from all those people you're reaching out to. But you really have to step back and ask yourself how bad you really want this, because if you want it bad enough, you're going to be willing to work for it. So make sure that whatever's going on in your life, or if you're busy, or if you hate your job, or you're super stressed, whatever it is, use that to fuel you. And I was in my corporate job, and I had the worst day, and I was so tired, and I couldn't believe, like, all I want to do is stay on the couch and not do anything. But instead, I let that drive me. I know you all probably talk about your why all the time. I have my why written down on my desk, like every day I look at it, and I know why I'm showing up. So after those long days at work, I'm like, no, is sitting on the couch going to get me to where I need to be? No. Is that going to get me home? No. So let that fuel you and drive you to be a better coach and be the coach that you want to be. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat and I can answer them.
That was amazing, Taylor. Like, that is just like there's so much information there. I think the fact that you do sort of coach previews weekly, I think that's great. I think that really makes you, send out the invites. I think I did so often and think, I've only got to invite 2 people today. I'll put that to the last thing on my list, and then I run out of time and I need to go to bed, or the baby starts crying, or whatever it might be. So actually just I think making that kind of the first priority, and just going and doing the hard bits of your business first, I think, isn't it? And kind of smashing
exactly. Yes. And those little things add up so much. And I know reaching out can be so tedious. That's like usually the thing that most people miss and most people push off their list, but it really is the most important thing.
And so how did you, I know you sort of say you write down your why, and when you were sort of, you got home from your corporate job, and, how did you find not the time to do it, but what else kind of made you keep pushing? What kind of spurred you on? Is there any personal development you did? Is there any tidbits that you could give for people?
Yeah, so I don't think it was anything like actually specific, but I did keep that why like in the forefront of my mind. Like I always knew like I wanted to be home so bad. I knew I didn't like my job, and I wanted babies right away, and I didn't want to have to put them in daycare, and I wanted to have my own thing at the same time. So I wanted that so bad. That's all I thought about. So it really drove me every single day. The other thing that helped me in the last year of my business was Miracle Mornings. They changed 100% of everything for me, and I don't believe if I didn't do them that I would be home yet. I think that really accelerated everything for me. Last year was just like 10 times everything in my business, and it really more than quadrupled. And I think that was getting up an hour earlier every day. So if you haven't read the Miracle Morning book, read that if I could give you any PD, because it has, yes, that one. It has 100% changed my business. And we did, I don't know if your team does this, but we did Team Miracle Mornings, where everyone up between, we would have different time zone ones, and everyone up between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. in each time zone. Like we'd have a Zoom call like that. Everyone's muted, and we do our workout and we do our personal development. And I tried to get all my vital behaviors done before I left for work. And that changed everything for me. And then I knew that at lunch, I was just responding to messages. I was posting throughout the day, and at night, it was more just tying up loose ends or doing team calls or different things. But I knew that my business and my vital behaviors were done before I even stepped into the office every day. And I really think that is what made that switch for me.
Has anyone got any questions? Do feel free to unmute yourself. I'm going to mute myself though, because my washing machine's going in the background. So let me just pop me on mute. Okay, cool. I've probably got another one. Just about your Instagram stories. So you're sort of saying you sort of put in your breadcrumbs throughout the day, throughout the week. What sort of things do you drop in there? You mentioned that you drop in stuff about, some of the things that you said about, the flexible working and things like that. Do you take pictures while you're out of, how do you make it interesting and engaging for people?
Yeah, so Instagram stories, it's always changing for sure. So always make sure that you're like up on everything. But I really looked at the stories that I was watching and what interests me and what stories were boring me. And I was like, okay, next. And I tried not to be like those, and I tried to be more like the ones that were engaging. So definitely not too many pictures all at once. Like I would do like one picture and then talk in like a video, a boomerang, whatever it is, but constantly like change it up. If you're just like talking the whole time or you just have pictures to go through the whole time, people are probably not going to be engaged. I don't remember what group it is. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. But Jatana Jackson just did an awesome call on Instagram stories, and I think that was really, really helpful. But I do little things like she talks about in there, and it's videos with sound or whatever. So maybe it's me drinking my Energize, then having sound playing, and then like, oh, what is that? And then they wonder what that is. Or me working at the coffee shop and doing a little boomerang and then kind of talking about it, and then I'm switching it up. So I don't do the same thing every time. I'm always constantly changing it. I'm adding music, I'm adding graphics, I'm adding different words. I also love the app called Word Swag, and it just adds a little bit more fun wording to your pictures than just what Instagram Stories has, and it will just be a little bit more engaging to the eye for people. So I'm really including everything in my Instagram story. If you follow me, you know what I'm doing every single day, and someone should know that, So they look at your Instagram and you take out fitness and you take out Beachbody, like they should also still know you. There should be more left there. So I'm also talking about, my marriage and my puppy and, all different things. So they really feel like they know me, so that when those invites come, they feel comfortable joining me.
Can you recommend any apps for kind of videos and things? I'm so
yeah. I use Hype Type. And that one is great. It does just the short, like Instagram length videos. It will be the exact length and format you need. You can add sound to it. I also like Splice, and it's a lot like iMovie, but I think it's a little bit easier to use, and you can just add music right to it. So Splice I use a lot for my workouts. So I'm always showing my workouts too, because people don't understand what we do all the time. And what our workouts are like from home. So I just do little clips of my workout all together. I used to just do like the hands-free and then just do my workout moves, but I found that I've had a lot more engagement on like using the Splice and like just mixing it all together. Then they see all the workout moves I have together. They have a music in the background. It's a little bit more engaging. You can add words if you want, but I use that one mostly for workouts.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Before we go, does anyone have anything else they wanted to ask Taylor? No, cool. Well, I am going to get right on I'm going to go and download these apps. Like I've got Word Swag, but I need to go and get Splice, I think, because I'm like, how does this work? What am I doing? So I'm just so rubbish at it. So I will go and do that straight away. But thank you so much, Taylor. We really, really appreciate it. And have a lovely, lovely day. And and enjoy your puppy today.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
See ya.
Bye, everyone. Bye.